All right, so buckle up, everybody, for a deep dive into some serious political maneuvering.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're talking about a budget deal that almost went completely off the rails.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're basing this all on an article from the Washington Post that goes really deep into what happened.
Sounds juicy.
Yeah, it really is, because we're not just talking about the usual political players here, but,
Look.
well, let's just say Elon Musk gets involved.
No way, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So we've got this whole story of power, negotiation, and, well, unexpected social media influence.
Well, that's certainly a recipe for chaos.
Yeah, no kidding.
So who are our main players in this drama?
So we've got House Speaker Mike Johnson, who is, as always, trying to keep the government funded.
Right.
Then there's former President Trump, still wielding his influence and setting expectations from the sidelines.
Of course.
And then, like I said, Elon Musk kind of steps in.
In what capacity?
Well, that's the fascinating part. So Johnson basically blindsided Trump by negotiating directly with the Democrats.
Really?
Yeah, he really went for a bipartisan solution.
Huh. And how did that go over?
Well, not so well with some Republicans, including Ways and Means Chairman Jason T. Smith.
I see.
Yeah, so that's where things start to get really interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, going around Trump like that, you got to figure there's a strategy there, right? So what was Johnson thinking? Trying to secure a more stable deal, or was there something else motivating him to reach across the aisle like that?
That's a really good question, and it's something that, political analysts are still debating.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing's for sure, going against Trump like that has potential consequences, especially with the upcoming election.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's funny, though, the article mentions that some of these conversations were taking place at the Army-Navy game.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty interesting detail, isn't it?
I mean, it's like high-stakes political maneuvering happening in this super casual setting.
Well, it does give you a sense of, how about those backroom deals and informal power dynamics really work in Washington.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, you've got Trump reportedly calling up Elon Musk, basically encouraging him to use his platform to bash the deal.
Seriously?
Yeah, and the article even quotes Trump directly as saying, "I told him that if he agrees with me, that he can put out a statement."
Wow.
That's pretty direct.
I mean, imagine getting a call from a former president asking you to, sway public opinion on a budget bill. That's kind of crazy.
It's wild.
It really makes you wonder about the influence that billionaires like Musk have in our political system, right? I mean, is this the new norm? Should we be expecting this?
And how much power should any one person, regardless of wealth, have in shaping political discourse?
Exactly. It's a slippery slope, right?
And Musk didn't hold back either. The article says he posted over 100 times on X about this deal.
100.
100. That's not just weighing in. That's actively trying to, control the narrative.
That's insane. Do you think his social media blitz actually affected the outcome of the deal at all?
It's hard to say for sure, but it definitely added to the chaos and further divided the Republican Party.
Yeah, especially between the establishment and those far-right members.
Yeah, and it's important to clarify that, the term far-right refers to a specific group within the Republican Party.
Right, those who often advocate for more conservative policies.
Yeah.
And they're known for, their strong stances on things like immigration and social programs, government spending, and they often clash with the more moderate Republicans.
Right, so in the end, the budget did pass, but it only went through with Democrat support.
Which I imagine was a pretty bitter pill to swallow for those far-right Republicans who were so against it.
Oh, absolutely.
This whole episode really highlights this growing fracture within the Republican caucus.
It does.
And it's something that could have huge implications, not just for the election, but for future legislation, too.
Right. If they can't even agree on a budget, how are they going to handle more complex issues?
Exactly.
So what does all this tell us about the future of politics, right? Is this just a one-off? Or are we witnessing a shift where social media moguls have more power than elected officials?
That's a really good question.
Yeah, and it's something to think about as we, continue to watch this political landscape evolve.
It is food for thought.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
All right, well, that's our deep dive for today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, always a pleasure.
Likewise.
And everyone listening, keep those questions coming, and we'll catch you next time.
Until then.
See ya.
Bye.